Testing, testing. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on over here to the main chart. So right now, we have a few up, but they're only up 50%. OFAL is one of them, OFAL of 52%, leading the day in percent gain, but not in volume. Then we have we have XXII, which I never trade. That's some other type of security. But then we got HTCH here at 80 something cents with 27 million shares traded. I don't know what's going on with that one. Let me look at these catalysts. Says they secures an additional 200 million. Wait a minute, they had some more news. All right, so let's see. You know what? I'm not even gonna read that much into this. It's 84 cents, so that is enough for me not to indulge. It is only up 25%, being that cheap. I am not interested. But yeah, OFAL coming on back down after tapping that $2. I'm just waiting for something to meet criteria. Very low percentage gainers today though, so I will be very careful till we see something that is actionable. Good morning, Donnell. Yeah, a little bit lighter scans on today. So my pre-market scan is set for, really, I don't really care about the price. What I'm looking for is where the people are in the morning. So if they're in the penny stocks or they're in the cheaper stocks and it's a bunch of shares and volume that's going on, I'm like, all right, let me just sit back a little bit and wait for something with some range to pop up. And this is one of those type of mornings. Also looking for things under with a lower float under 20 million. But at this point, with the prices that I'm seeing and the percent gains, it's really going to take something to really pop through for me to get active. I think we'll see it later on, but we just got to be patient for the right opportunity. ATCH, like I said, it's got 27 million. I mean, it's pretty much quadruple everything that's here. Good morning, GD. Pretty much quadruple everything that's here in volume. So until this one really sinks through the sand, I don't think anybody's going anywhere. I think they're going to be over here. So let's just look at this penny stock and see how it actually holds levels. I'm not looking to trade it, but I am going to just analyze it. So it hit a high up here of 96 cents. Looks like it has a lower float. And so let's go ahead. We see the point of control here at 84. 84, and it's touched this little bottom a couple of times. Let's go look at the daily chart. So over here on our daily for ATCH, let me clear these old drawings. All right, so it closed at 67 cents here and opened up right where this little gap is. So let's go ahead and mark that up. And I'm only doing this because there's nothing else even keeping up with it in the volume. I want to see it fail first. But let me go ahead and we got this gap level here. Edit. And I will duplicate. Bang, bang, just like that. So we got this gap level here. It's in between this gap right now. And then 75 cents is where it kind of found a bottom last time. Yeah, okay. So the real peak is up here, 193. Let me read some of this catalyst. Why is it even up here? Why does it have so much volume is my question. Okay, so they've been securing financing over this past month. Let me just look. They've been securing more financing. What kind of company is this? Atlas Holdings Inc. operates as a technology-enabled financial services firm. It creates a trading platform for it creates a platform for trading, clearing, settlement, and banking of financial products. The company offers fintech assets, including Atlas FX and Rubicon, and order management system and trading application. Okay, so where is it from? Tampa, Florida. All right, just don't understand why it's getting so much volume. Almost 30 million shares traded on it this morning. Donnell said PEPG. Look at that. PEPG. Why isn't it popping up here? Let's see. PEPG. 25. Did it do some kind of reverse split or something? Let me see. Says they reported earlier PepGen prices $100 million public offering of 31 million shares of common stock at 320. So that's a while down there. So I'm that's gonna be a little bit it's up 157%. I'm not sure why it's not showing up on the scans. Let me go. Or let me look at the daily chart actually. Did they do some kind of reverse or something? Okay, I see SPRC though. SPRC. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's not showing up there, but we got SPRC as well. Let's look at what the news is over here. It says resolves to launch innovative quantum computing enabled 3D protein modeling initiative to revolutionize AI drug discovery. Okay, it's up 76%, but I don't know why I'm not seeing that other one you just called out. Maybe it's a higher float. Go look at my pre-market. If I were to wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's this one. Oh, yeah, it's higher shares. Okay, okay. Well, I'm okay with not seeing that one. All right, but SPRC is one up here. Let's go look at the daily chart for SPRC. Okay, so SPRC, we will delete this previous. Actually, no, that's still a pretty valid level. It's at 651. That level, that little spike out there was 851. And let me put out here, not possible, but peak. Not really even a peak. This one's just like a daily level. Let's see. And then the top side, we got a peak out here at 1053. Yeah, usually they're a little bit higher float. I wait until intraday to see if they'll hold up, just to be safe. Okay, so we got a peak out there. Let's zoom back a little bit on SPRC. 1051 has been tested a couple of times. It's pulling back now. Okay. It does have catalysts on the day. So we're going to see what kind of volume it can incur here. $6. Okay, so you got a point of control up here at 646. So it says the point of control is from 408. Oh my goodness, it's got to move up. 408 up here to the 646. That is a huge, 408 is all the way down here. So it needs to close this 15-minute candle so we can see where everything is. This is the first 15-minute candle that has popped up 57% with only 3 million shares traded. I would like for it to catch up with some of these other ones. ATCH still with 29 million shares traded. Then we got OFAL with 5 million. So I would like it to see it kind of running past those in volume. But it's definitely, as long as it stays above 5, it is kind of close to 5. It's like, it's in the realm of being able to fail under 5 for sure. Let's go look back at PPEG, getting a little bit more choppy over here. That's why I kind of leave these alone during pre-market. And then if they are holding up during the day, I'll go and research them and all of that and say, okay, this is, let's see what this thing can do. But a public offering isn't that appealing to me on PEPG. All right, so let's see if we can identify some structure here. What kind of structure are you farming? You're forming a structure that is getting too close to 5. I know that. Oh, my bad. Gotta switch y'all back over here. So this is what I'm looking at. So SPRC is now only up, it was up 70 something percent, but now only up 40-50%. And we're waiting for some structure to form on it. The market itself is actually dipping right now, dipping down quite a bit. So I'll be careful on any higher floats if you're looking at those, because they may follow the market on down. Yeah, 550 is getting close. Getting close, man. At $5, I do not like those kind of failures. ATCH ended up going down some more, but still has about 30 million shares traded. PEPG walking down the map as well. I'm going to clear that one off. Yeah, I'll see that one went during intraday. If it's still up. Man, this thing is really struggling. All right, so the point of control finally readjusted. So the top of the point of control is at the 592 and 590, 545 up to 592. So let me draw that in here. 592. And then down to 545 seems to be the struggle area right now with the point of control. Okay, so SPRC back under 50%, going down, looking like it's going towards the 20 percentile range and way too close to $5. So yeah, I'm going to wait on that. It's got almost 5 million shares traded, trading to the downside. So our top four right now aren't even cracking, 50%, these low floats. I probably should have put this closer. Let me activate. Okay. Yeah. 5 and then 445. So that's the zone there that it has some issues with. Okay. So continue to go down. Under 5 is out of scope for me, and actually it'll become a 20% struggler now. So backing off of that. EVAX starting to EVAX also pulling. I don't know if y'all seen this one. Let's see what kind of, it says evaxation, evaction out licenses vaccine candidate. I don't even know what that means. It says vaccine candidate. The company will receive 7.5 million cash payment and up to 592 million in milestones, as well as royalties on sales for EVAX. EVAX is again under 5, so still out of scope. For me, it's out of scope. Went up there to the 487, tapping 5 there. Let's see if that becomes an issue for it. Let's see what this point of control. Point of control is down here at the 401. We'll see if the point of control can pull on up. It's looking like 420 and from the 420 to the 401. So let me go ahead and adjust this. So this is 401. So $4 hold dollar level up to the 420. And then we had an adjustment. So now 416, we have a new one. 416. Well, it'll be inside of that. Okay. 416 up to 427. We'll see how that ends up holding. But again, staying under 50%. Tapping that 5 and then coming right back under it. So the leaders on the day, the top 3 that I see is OFAL, which isn't moving at all, which is kind of not a great sign because it's a leader. SPRC has this zone up here, and we'll see how this point of control moves. It looks like it moved down actually. 530 up to 548. So yeah, we'll leave our zone there and see where this thing wants to push. But yeah, it's very close to the 5s. EVAX. What you trying to do, buddy? Let's go EVAX. So you got this point down here. Now, if you are trading below $5, we'll see if this thing can actually hold $4. But you know, hit a high, went up there and test. Doesn't mean it won't test throughout the day for sure. So I wouldn't count it out. It does. They are getting what 500. What did it say? Um, they're getting a 7.5 million cash payment and up to 592 million in milestones, as well as royalties on sales. Let's go look at the daily chart here on EVAX. EVAX, zoom back a little bit. I will get rid of these old markings. EVAX closed at 330 and now went up to a high of 526. So up in here somewhere. Let's look. So we got a spike up here to 983. So that's going to be a peak daily level. Peak daily level. Below that, where are some really obvious things? We got under 3, under 5. I really want to see some obvious things above 5. So we got a little point here. What is it? 612. This is a previous peak, but I don't know if it's going to be significant because this is really sticking out. Let's back up a little bit. Yeah. Not much else that is like super obvious. All right, so EVAX coming back up to challenge the 5 again. Can we see some structure building here? Up 53%. Made a high up here of 508. So 526 on the first one, 508 on this one. And we see the volume coming in here, but it's got to push up with this volume, not stay stagnant. So that blue growing there. $8 million shares traded, almost to 10 million shares. It's going to be our first little cheaper one, or one close to, not cheaper one close to 5 that's almost to 10 million shares traded. Okay, so the point of control moved up here. Point of control currently at 475. 475. Let me look at the other ones. 426 is the bottom. So let's go ahead and mark that up. 425. So 425 down here. All the way up to 475 up here at the top. But that may, I mean, it's so close. It just keeps finding new levels. So it may jump around. I may have to wait to see where the actual high level is, but it's got a zone here from 425 up to 475. We'll see how it trades down in here. Let's go ahead and see what kind of structure it's forming. So we had a peak here connecting the peaks, and we'll see how it trades within this structure. All right, going up there to that structure. We still see that we saw a little bit of volume getting there. Can it push it on through this structure and create something new, or will this structure hold it? Right at that $5 level too. Okay. So again, this structure held. So we got 1, 2, 3 taps on the structure. Then it came down and tested our 475 point of control. Coming into our cloud, let's see how it performs in this cloud. and how it retests this structure whenever it does, because I'm sure it will maybe. Right, 500,000 more shares and it'll be to 10 million traded on the day, reaching up to that structure again. So that's 4 times coming up here and kind of solidifying our idea of some type of structure here on the 1 minute. Oh, small little break. Let's see. Will it hold out of here? Will it be able to close above what levels are these? 480s, 475? Or will it snap back into our structure? Still on a lower high. Mm-hmm. It's PRC. Yeah, couldn't hold up our levels. It may come back up and try to test something. I mean, it does have this previously, this level up here, 550s, but I'm just not sure. It's only up 26%, so I mean, it's right on the edge of not being tradable. So I don't know if I want to risk that. EVAX popping up here, new high. Did hold this 75, so didn't really give us any testing back in here yet. And it hasn't invalidated this structure yet, but if it keeps trading up here, it will. But again, trying to get over 5. 11 million shares traded. Just got to push up with this volume. You see that volume growing there? Push on up. See if we can find a new structure. Okay, coming on back down. Mm-hmm. So a whole dollar level with volume coming in here showing that it's looking like it's in a downtrend. So we'll see as volume pumps in here, does it get started breaking down these levels? Bottom of this is 483. So let's see how that volume does. Popped up there, small little break, and then right back under 5. But it is staying out of this previous level. So we'll see if a new structure forms here. A little new peak. See where this is going. Bottom side of this is 498. Let's see how it holds that $5 level there. Still no clear structure. Got a whole bunch of testing that it could do down in this level. Need to see this candle close. $12 million shares traded on this one. Okay. All right, so this is another peak, another outlier. 541. So it keeps invalidating these peaks. Okay. Point of control is now at the 501. We'll end up adjusting it. I want to see how these close real quick. So that breakout was 536 up to the 541. Okay. Just got to get a new little build out here. Top and tail. Bottom of this is 508. Still very close to that 5. Yeah, this is an unpredictable one. I see. Most of the times I'm trying to, or a lot of the times, a high percentage of the times I'm trying to enter low for a high move, but it's got to make sense. More volume coming in right at the top here. Whole lot of volume came in there at the 552. Let me go ahead and what is this? 503 down to 473. So yeah, it's got a little bit more of a level here. So 503, 502, 503 down to 473. Man, it's got a lot of testing it can do down. This is a new level. So we'll see how it holds in these zones, but has not started a return trip down here to prove that it is not still going to go into this trend. What was the news for this stock? It is out licenses this vaccine candidate EVXB3. It will receive 7.5 million cash payment and up to 592 million in milestones, as well as royalties on sales. So that's why it's moving. Has money coming in. This is this first little pullback that is completely above the 5. This stock is out of Denmark. Horsham, Denmark. It was formerly known as Evaxion Biotech and changed its name to Evaxion A. Wait, it was formerly known as Evaxion Biotech AS and changed its name to Evaxion AS in May 2025. All right, so it's finally coming back and it's testing that 5. I mean, it's got room down to the 442s here, but we'll see how it holds. It's a $5 struggler, just like the 20% strugglers, like SPRC struggling to get out of 20%. Comes up, fails, comes up, fails. ATCH, same story, 20%. It's up 22%, struggling with 31 million shares. That other one, PEPG, we kind of just left that one. It's kind of like a dead man. And maybe we'll circle back around to it. It's up 143%, but it's a higher float. So I usually, like I said, wait to intraday to try to do anything with those. Okay. Want to control. So it's got about $1 range here that it can play within. But we have not seen a new structure be formed here yet. Tapping that point of control right there at the 502s. Let's see how it enters this next cloud, or if it just stays up here. I don't know. Let's see. SPRC coming back up there, got over 5 a little bit, but still very close. Tried to get up to that previous cloud that we had marked up, but yeah, only 39% up. It's over 5. It is a low float, but just not sure about it. All right, tap the cloud. Let's see if that cloud holds it down. Yep, so right on our cloud and down. Back over here to EVAX. EVAX struggling as well. Having some top and tails right at the edge of this one at the $5 whole dollar level. Yeah. So basically what I'm trying to do is identify heavily traded areas, mark them up. You know, we have zones out here. See how these things react at these zones. Now this one, it was just a little bit too close to 5. If it was like higher price, a little bit higher price, maybe 7 or something, I would probably be in this looking for a retest of this bottom. But from where it moved to, so it dropped here, came up here, so maybe 5, 10 up to about 40 cents there. And so what I'm looking for is things that can give me 30 cents easily. Like 30 cent move is just an easy little chip off the block, right? This one struggled to even get up here and retest this, and now it's all the way back down to these bottoms. Let's go back over to EVAX. EVAX popped up, so now this is an outlier. This is starting a new structure here. All right, so popped up to a high of 528. Now, with the way that I'm doing this, it is one of those kind of methodical type deals where it's like, okay, I have to wait and kind of see the reaction on a level. It's less of get in and just like hope it goes up there or whatever, but look for an area that it can return to and try to calculate the probability that it'll go back up there when we can buy on the lows. All right, so we got a new structure forming. Let me go ahead and mark this on up. See if it continues to hold that down. Coming back to that point of control real quick. Definitely a tight little hold here. Right back up to that structure. Can it break it? Little tapsy do. Wow, it really invalidated that. Okay. Let's see how it holds here. Has about ow. It's a little dig down there to 5/10s. See how it closes. Got 10 seconds, or yeah, 10 seconds left. Oh wow. Okay. It's a little pop off of that what, 514. Woo! All right, Donnell just made some money. Donnell just made some money. Held that previous structure, Big pop up there, and again invalidates this structure. So it just continues to do that. 18 million shares traded, up 66%. No new structure. It's just breaking every structure that it gets built up. It just breaks it. But that's the third time it's done that. So that's 1, 2, 3. So I'll be very careful with anything else there. This top that it is hit again is the 550s. Up 63% with almost 20 million shares traded. That was his third leg up. So let's see what those sellers are about. Well, third leg up on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute, that was just its what, like first. But that's, we can see these legs in here and these top and tail wicks and things like that. Bottom of this candle, what, 525? So with this stock, since it is the only thing up that's up 60%, it may be one of those, if you do take a loss on it, you may not be able to recover today unless something pops intraday. Because right now I'm looking at everything else. Everything else is a 20% struggler. OFAL back into 20%, SPRC back into 25, XXII 20%, ATCH 20%. So yeah, this is one. If you do take a loss on it, a bigger size loss, it's probably not gonna be may not be the day of recovery for you. So I'll just play it safe. Donnell made he got in at 502, it went up to 565, so he got his 30 cents for sure. And a little bit more, so double 30 cents. I was when you look at like traders like Ross Cameron and things, they're getting what he looks for is like 10 to 12 cents, right? So, 10 to 12 cents, he's in with a lot of size though. I mean, huge size. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 shares on these. And I'm pretty sure he's probably trading this one right now. Uh, but me, I could trade a smaller share size, but go for higher quality setups is what I'm looking for. So less trades taken for more ground covered is what I'm aiming for. His is the machine gun approach. More trades taken over shorter distances, taking shorter, shorter movements, and just, killing it. So he is definitely a different type. We're back to the $5 level, back to the initial structure. Let's see if it continues to come on down. Let's see, testing that 5 again. Testing that previous structure right on cue, just like it did the first time, but it's already done this 3 times. So I'm wondering when buyers are going to be like, you know what, we're done. And again, under 5, it's out of scope for me. 509. We don't even have a new structure yet. Now this structure right here is out of play. This one all the way down here to 3 something, that's out of play. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. We like to keep them in play, something that can actually be done. So now about to go under 50%, looks like. It's like people say, how do you know it's a high level of volume traded at this level? Just look how it reacts at the cloud. First time came right to the top of the cloud, start creeping out of there. This time right down here, start creeping out of there. So, just knowing where these levels are can kind of help you visually at least. But since it's done this a couple times, I don't know if it's going to get that same resurgence. I see the value level up here between 547 and 475 that is trading in right now, and we'll see if we can go ahead and make that transition back into this trend down, but still getting a little bit of popping on a lower high. 20 million shares traded on this one now. It's just toeing the line at this point. Couple top and tails right at that point of control. If shorts are on this, they're definitely getting a chance to load up. All right, there we are under 5. Let's see if it'll get on back down. So now this one is out of scope. I don't see any other low floats except H200 that is above 5. So this is looking like a slower morning. EVAX is under 50% traded, but it is the leading gainer on the day. It's a little bit slower morning this morning. That's okay. It's good to just be able to recognize what kind of morning it is, right? SPRC from that little point we had marked up here definitely moved on down and was not able to retest that 5 and is only up 18% now. ATCH at 20% and looking like it wants to go down as well. So yeah, nice little slow movers, nice little small percentage gainers. This one testing. So you remember this was the top side of that other point of control that we had. Came right down to it, bounced there. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, seems like somebody's using the points of control or some kind of high trading area analysis or something. Because I mean, when I mark these up, I'm like, oh, let's just see how it reacts. And a lot of times, they get it right. Um, but when I get it wrong, the percentages that I get it wrong, I put something here and it doesn't react to that level. It's way lower than it's than not. So I'm like, okay, let me just kind of use this to increase my probabilities here. Coming right back to that previous level and needs to break back into this box down here under 470s, but it's already under 5, so that's already happened. So it's the top of the hour, about that happen right now. 7 o'clock, 30 seconds left to the top of the hour. It's looking like it wants to cross from one point of control box to the next. So doing a little crossover. Little test. Okay. Still holding that level. All right. There's a little drop. Probably gonna need to have close a candle here. It's like trading the gap right there. But Donnell got paid today. Definitely a nice little 30 cent mover. And this is why I kind of like, if I'm going to take a risk, it's going to be on something above 5 that can give me range. I'd rather do that than be on something that's, 80 something cents moving from 80 to 82. And I got to take 30,000 shares to make it make sense. 50,000 shares to make it make sense. 50,000 shares for a 2 cent winner. Sounds like hopes and dreams to me. All right, so go look at that other one you had called out, PEPG. You probably glad you didn't trade this one, PEPG. So it went down there to 6. But look at the choppiness of this one. You would have been crying on this one if you didn't go to what was that you were trading? EVAX lower float pre-market. I really just only focus on lower floats. Even the things that are like on Yahoo Finance that are out here on the front page. Let's see, like Starbucks to close underperforming stores. Okay, slash jobs by 900 jobs. 900 people about to go on home. Crypto slide deepens. US, let's see, any big name. So Intel stock rises as it talks to Apple about an investment. What? That's a very vague headliner. AI could unleash billions for America's biggest retailers. BlackBerry raises annual revenue. I'm not seeing any big ones that are like really okay. Chip cooling. Startup Corintis raises 24 million, so that's a numerical value that can actually be looked at. It adds Intel CEO Lip-Bu Tan to board. So it's got Intel and Microsoft connected to that. So we're seeing Intel over here, and then we saw Intel over here. So 2 times on the front page, we're seeing Intel. And a lot of people are not going to read too deeply into this. They're looking for numbers and they're looking for standout tickers. Like, let me see. I don't see any other ones like that. AI trade, more room to run, investment plays beyond NVIDIA. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go see what they're talking about over here.
It's time to put to bed this constant fear that the AI. I just think it's time to put to bed this constant fear that the AI trade is peaking. I mean, it's done. I mean, every piece of news that we've gotten the past 7 days has been positive.
Yeah, there's definitely a fear that that's what has been almost the sole driver of this market going higher and higher. And so there's this concern that, are we going to get some of the positive sentiment behind AI? Is that going to pull back? And that's going to be bad news for the equity market. But like you're saying, there is support here. I mean, one of the things I've looked at is when you talk about the CapEx with these companies, I was concerned about free cash flow. We have seen that come down a little bit, but earnings continue to support these companies. And so I think when you see these deals being made, when you see the CapEx that's there, when you see earnings support the numbers that are coming out, then I think you have to kind of ride this train and go along with it, not bet against it right now. I mean, NVIDIA is our largest holding and our large cap core strategy, and it's that for a reason. So I do think there's more room to run here, and you want to make sure you have exposure to some of these names in your portfolio.
Victor, let me, as the kids would say, double click. I'm going to double click on what you just said about NVIDIA. What other names, if you own NVIDIA, what else are you invested in when it comes to AI? And do you need to own a basket of AI stocks when you can own NVIDIA and just have that pure play that is seemingly crushing everyone else?
Okay, so it does make me a little bit nervous, Brian, when we want to put all our eggs in one basket for that. So from a pure diversification standpoint, I would say you want to spread that out. But look at the deals that are being made. I know we might talk about that a little bit more later. So I think there are other opportunities that you can have. We have exposure to Broadcom. We have exposure to Qualcomm. We have a little bit of Lam Research in there. There's some other elements within that space that we have exposure to. And I think you want that. It's not NVIDIA is going to be 100% of the game going forward. So there's other opportunities. And as we know, as NVIDIA continues to do well and builds things, it does lift the rest of those stocks as well. So I think there are more opportunities, but it is our largest holding in that space.
It's almost, we're at the point as where, and as a former analyst, I can't believe I'm going to say this, maybe you just ignore for right now some of the valuations on these AI names.
I want to plug my ears on that one.
Yeah, because I know, me too. And it's like you just ignore some of the valuations on these names and ride momentum because that's what we're seeing in the markets.
Yeah, look, I mean, you've seen an incredible run with NVIDIA, with Micron. Look at what's happening with Alibaba. Some of the commentary about Micron was basically the outlook blows out even the highest of expectations. I mean, this just all bodes well for the AI industry as a whole and the bullishness that Wall Street has had with the AI industry. And I will also comment that, you know, I was looking at some commentary from UBS about AI and the AI infrastructure growth, and they are looking beyond that. They are saying, look, not only does, for example, earlier this week, the NVIDIA OpenAI deal, I know that you'll probably talk about that as well, but look, that has also bled into the need for power, for electricity. So you even saw this week also stocks like Constellation Energy and Vistra, the nuclear theme as well, because this entire AI generation is not just talking, it's not just touching the chip stocks. It is also touching the entire industrial industry. It's also touching utilities. So there's many points to this AI theme.
All right. That was a little AI talk there. Yeah. The hype on AI, man. The hype on AI. Let me see. Appreciate that. E&E contractors. Appreciate that. Bright Awakening says insiders are selling while we are while they tell us the load market crash comes one way or another, 37% downside at some point. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's one of those things where that it is kind of like that. They've got their positions, or they've been holding their positions. They're already up so much, and so from euphoria, they're telling everybody, "Hey, man, you need to get this too. You need to get in this too." But they're in like $3. They're in like $20 to $40 away from where you're entering. So if a pullback comes, it's like, oh man, no, I'm still doing good. What you mean? I'm getting my dividends, and you're down $3,000, $3,000 suffering out here in these streets. So I would say, you just got to do your research before they come out talking about this kind of stuff. But yeah, EVAX came up here, tested the bottom of that level, still 40%. What are they talking about? Commercial real estate market investors are coming back in, and so continuing on down, we got a little bit of, let's see if this is any type of structure here. No, that's too, yeah, we need a real outlier. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, we have pretty much evaluated the market. EVAX became a little bit of a, it gave some opportunity, but not as much opportunity. And if you didn't get it, it's like, hey, you really need to sit back and look for some quality trading during intraday, because pre-market, it's looking a little rough. And EVAX is almost the leader in volume now, so it's up 41%. ATCH had 30 million shares traded when we first saw it. And now it's only done 7 million more, when EVAX has 33 million now. And we just got to see how this thing ramps up, if it can kind of start, getting some more love back over that 5, maybe during the day. But I'm thinking it's going to be something else, something different. EVAX has done quite a bit of a move during pre-market. Quite a bit, coming back and testing in this box, but the high points up here over 5, kind of questionable. Bottom side of this move, and again, it came right back down to this previous level that we had saw here, kind of rubbed on it and then bounced. And so we want to see, hey, are you forming some type of new structure here like this, or what? Is that what we're doing? Or are you going to be able to break through this and really try to get back up? It's all about that structure. Well, not all about the structure. It's about the structure and the areas of interest for different investors. It's a drawing game. You draw your idea and see if it's going to cooperate with that idea. Enter on the expectation of that idea resolving in the way that you want it to, and exit when you are, you reach your goals. For me, that goal is 30 cents, and I'll put my stop in and let it play above that. But, other people have smaller goals. They might be 5 cents on a larger share size. So it came in here, retested our little zone, has a bottom here of the 450s. And looking like it wants to go back down there to that. And so we'll see. It's got room. What is this? 428. So the bottom side of this 425-ish. See how it does. It's just kind of walking down the map back towards that 20% struggle area. Yeah, it always just makes me laugh when I see these folks come on here and it's it's like after all of the big moves and all of the momentum, the end of the momentum, this is when they want to sell us the product just to lift it up a little bit more so they can sell. They're like, oh yeah, man, it's doing great. Oh yeah, go and get in. Push me up another $10. Sell. All right, so we broke the low. We retested this level. This level of concentration definitely proved some weakness, and it's making lower lows now. So I played defense today. Like I said, now I'm not against pre-market trading. I will trade in pre-market, but I need it to make sense. That's all. Or it makes sense to me. It may not make sense to, because you know, sometimes I go back and look at the chat and it's like, what are you doing? You got tunnel vision. Why are you looking so hard? Look at that clown nose on you. You know, that kind of stuff. So I'm like, you know, it's got to make sense to you. And like today, Donnell, it made sense to him to buy this, and he got a nice little move out of there. But you need to be looking in the right place in the beginning to get to this type of thing. And we'll see, man. PEPG still doing its little movements, but the speed though, how long did it take to do this full motion from 6:51 up to 7 o'clock? So about 10 minutes for this move here. 6:17 up to 6:63. But look how wiki this is. This will have you sweating bullets. SPRC made a little bottom down here and coming back up to that 5. The structure here is kind of hard because this thing is so high. But I guess we could extend this level that was tested at the 547 and then top side 595, so 547. Oops. Could keep this up here. Just to visualize where it has been, where it has struggled at. Hit a bottom down here of 437, but it's only up 25%, so kind of weak down there, kind of weak. Anyway, I've done my review and my analysis looking through the market. Of course, we have the Discord. Discord is free. That's where we continue any conversations. Like I told you at the beginning of this week, has been a little bit more, a little bit busier week for me because, you know, I've been solo out here in the IT universe of my world. So I've been doing a lot of work, but I try to jump into Discord as well. I still have the charts pulled up for the most part, unless I'm just really on the run having to move. But if I see anything pop up, see any levels, you know, I mark my chart up. If you want any kind of pictures or anything, I guess I can throw pictures into the Discord as well, what the levels that I'm seeing. But usually I put the levels in there and say, hey, look at this, where this, and sometimes levels, it's not something that you can look at, it's something that it has happened. So if I say, hey, this level, you know, is coming into this zone, it may be from pre-market and it may be, you know, lunchtime. I'm like, oh, it's coming back into this zone. You're like, I don't see it. It's because I have this already marked up back here. That's why. So, but yeah, do your own research, due diligence, track the history of struggle in the market on the day and or on the security on the day and see if you can find any opportunity. But yeah, that's about it for me. I will be back tomorrow morning. We play some defense this pre-market, but I am, you know, I'm itching to trade. Don't I'm just looking for the right opportunity. I'm looking for that I don't want to be getting a goose egg, you know. I want to be getting the golden egg, not the goose egg, because it's kind of hard. But yeah, y'all have a great one. Keep your head on a swivel. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's see. Which one is this?